live. Gotta get the YouTube and Twitch links here. Just finishing up a Reddit post. And gotta get the YouTube link as well. Let's see here. All right, so I guess I can get my first stream ever started. Let me just read here what I wrote for Reddit. I'm live right now. I'll upload this stream to my YouTube channel afterwards. Just finishing up a Reddit post to get some feedback and share the links. Appreciate any feedback on how to make this a better experience for you. In particular, one thing I'm still trying to think about is the timing of a recurring stream. Yeah, if you're watching this recording, I'm just trying to get some feedback because this is my first ever stream. So there's a lot that I don't yet know, and any feedback really helps. And yeah, one of the things I'm posting here on Reddit is talking about what kind of work I'm going to be doing. So the type of things I'm going to be working on in this channel are Elm related things. So I maintain a ant design UI library in Elm. So you're going to see a lot of streams for that. Right now, kind of randomly, I don't yet have a schedule. So that's the other thing I'm trying to figure out is what should my schedule be? And so I'm open to feedback on that. The other thing is I maintain a TypeScript package called Neverthrow, which is like a functional error library. And the other thing, which will be another big portion of my streaming, will be the creating of a product. So I have this backend Node.js TypeScript server application plus a Elm front end. That's going to be a sort of like alternative to Discus, which is a embeddable commenting system for websites. So I'm pretty early days on that, and so there's lots to do and lots to share with that. So let me finish this up. All right. Yeah, just finishing up some stuff. Should be no more than 5 minutes. Should be less than 5 minutes. Let's see here. Streaming will be okay. Cool. Last thing would be to tweet about it, and then we're good to go. I guess I can start sharing my screen. First ever live stream on Twitch and YouTube. So let's get those links real quick. Boom. And boom. Looking for feedback. Looking for feedback. Today working on Elm stuff. Elm-antd. Publishing a new elm-antd form API. Hopefully I'll be able to publish it today, but can't make any promises. So here we go. Tweet is there. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, today's goal is to implement a form API, or finish implementing a form API, because I have a big portion of it already done. but it's not, yeah, it's not published. But it does work already. So let me show my screen. Should probably open Chrome. Any UI work that I do in Chrome, even though it's not my primary browser. Do I have Webpack and stuff running? Cool. So I can go to localhost 3000, and yeah, just dive into it. So this is actually what it looks like right now. I have this horrible habit of touching my face, and I can't do it now because of the microphone being right there. But yeah, this is the form API. It's usable, so I can, it's got validation. So if I type here, ooh, there is serious input lag right now. I think my CPU is not strong enough to do all this stuff simultaneously. But anyways, if I type password, I can toggle here, so there's like state already around the visibility of the password, and then you'll see here that there's a validation rule. So when I go to submit, it'll say, oh, this field requires a @ symbol, which is all defined by the user. So there's just like this parser that you implement in order to define custom validation. This was taken, by the way, from a really cool library that I found called Composable Form. Let's see here, composable form. There it is. This library is super great, but I don't have the best reason to say why I didn't just like import this module and create my own custom views. I'm trying to remember. I mean, when you're trying to do custom view code, oh, now I remember. So yeah, in terms of rendering these inputs, the API of elm-antd doesn't work that well with how you would pass in your own custom UI. So basically what I ended up doing is copy pasting this form. So I basically forked. What I did was basically just fork this package and then added it into elm-antd. So I got the license and all that stuff in here. And I tweaked a lot of the UI logic. So the UI logic, where is it? Where would this be? Is it in this file? Yeah, it's here. New input field. Okay, that's what it is. So the UI logic has been tweaked a little bit to just use elm-antd's API. So this is all like the elm-antd. I'm just going to call it antd for the duration of this video. So the antd API is kind of wedged in here. So not much has changed. Then I guess the other thing was a password field. Yeah, I had to add a password field because the password field for composable form was a bit too simple, and I needed to manage state. For example, this tweaking of the UI. It's just something that didn't exist, or something I couldn't figure out how to do with this. Wasn't sure if it was even doable, so I just figured I'm just gonna make this library my own. So in terms of things that I need to do, I need to, well, yeah, I had a note here for myself. So let's see. So there's this horizontal layout I need to finish. What about buttons, or are there none? Form UI that you might want to add to a form. Right. Yeah, so right now I don't have a way of like having things that are not forms or not like interactive be here on the side or wedged in the middle of this form or any of the inputs. So that's something I have to think about. So I guess there's like two things to do. first, it's allow for interactive form widgets to be rendered horizontally. And then the second one is these other non-form UIs, like a forgot password button, which isn't really part of a form, or like a reset password or reset form button. That's also not really, well, that's resetting state, but it's like a little unorthodox or a little different from your typical form inputs. So that's something I'm going to have to distinguish between, compared to, say, like having a submit button horizontally or another input, something like that. Okay, so there's that. And then allow for customizing form fields. So yeah, the other thing I got to do, which is another reason why I kind of forked this composable form library, is that the elm-antd library provides, right now it doesn't provide too much, but it already does provide a little bit of customization of these different UI components. So for example, well, I guess an example is already here where like this is an input component, but one of them has an option to make it a password input. Buttons, another example. There's all this different customization, right? So I need to figure out a way to allow for customization as part of the API for these form fields. So here, for example, the email field, this text field, I might want to make it a different size, or maybe add an icon or something like that. And same with the idea of a submit button. So right now, the only thing you can customize for like this submit button is just the text. But right now, the only thing you can't really control, like what kind of button it is, what size, does it have an icon, all that stuff. You can't really control it right now. So that's something that I find kind of limiting. Yeah, I don't like that. So that's something I got to think about. So the first thing I'm going to dive into is this horizontal layout. So horizontal layout, how are we going to do this? If I recall correctly, the form, let me close this. Yeah, so the form API that I forked already came with this idea of having like this group function that would take two fields. And by the way, like a form is of any size, so you can have one input, obviously. So a form can have just be free text, or it could have many different inputs. And so every input in the context of this API is just a form. So that's why this might be a little confusing, where a group takes a form and returns a form. And so what this could be is like you take two inputs, and then it'll return one form that wraps those two inputs, but now they're going to be rendered horizontally, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea how this works, so I'm going to have to dive into this. Okay, so there's this idea of group. Maybe I can go here. Okay. So okay. So I know that in the view file, there's this rendering logic around rendering all these different fields. So I'm going to find that. Let me see if I can just type in group. There we go. So this is the logic to render a field, or sorry, a group of fields. Okay, so you're mapping over the fields. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to render the field. So it's recursively calling this function because this function is called render field. If I go up here. Okay. That makes sense. Custom config.group. Okay, cool. So this is the crux of how groups get rendered. So if I go to the definition of custom config, that shouldn't have done that. Let me see. Where is this? Well, let me go to the first one. Oh, there it is. HTML view config. Okay, group. There we go. Okay, so it's a div elm form group. Okay, sure. Let's actually try it out right now. I'm going to render something here with a group and see what happens. Maybe, what options do I have? I'm just going to submit another, or like add another checkbox. I think that'll be the easiest thing. So I'm going to go to form component, basic example, which is this code. All the code here is being rendered here, or defined in this file. So let's try this out. I'm going to add another checkbox. I'm going to say dummy checkbox. I'm just going to copy all this. Yeah, a lot easier. Okay. We're going to have to append a new field. So this is the thing. So right now it's going to render this on one line, but we're going to tweak these two lines soon once I get this just to render or compile, because right now it's not. I'm getting a compiler error as expected. So I just want to see this compile, and then from there I'll add the group. So let's see. Email remember me dummy equals true. Sure, why not? These are the initial values of the form. Okay, let's see what else I need to add here. There we go. Login, dummy. Is this compiling now? Oh, hee hee. Okay. Sweet. All right, as expected, this rendered in its own line, which is fine. But now I need to add the group. So let's figure this out. Takes a form. You know what? I'm actually going to read this API here because right now it's the same. Well, that doesn't help. Maybe I can see a demo. Maybe there's a demo here that shows me. I think one of these has it. I think this one has an example of a horizontal field. Cool. Form.append. Okay, got it. So this is the same. It's going to be the exact same API. So I'm just going to copy this for now. Well, let's just do this here. Okay, interesting. Oh, I copied incorrectly. Okay, so let's see here. What is the difference between this and this? Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. Do I need that though? For now, I'm going to do this. So it's going to be okay. Oops. And this is going to be I don't think that's right. Yeah. Let's see. This is something I don't understand quite yet. How do I get these two values from the checkbox and the dummy checkbox to not be altered, if that makes any sense? Hmm. Will this just work? Hmm. Hmm. How does this API work? Is there another demo I could look at? Let's see. No, it looks like the sign up one is the only one, but it throws me off because it's not exactly the same thing that I'm trying to do. It's throwing away the value of repeat password. Um, but I want to keep both for now for the sake of this example that I'm trying to have. Um, Let me look at the type signature again of group. Doesn't really tell me much. Where am I? So this doesn't work. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's being applied fully. This form values thing, this form values type. Like it's not being applied to the last Boolean. Here. It also looks like the record itself for form values is not the same. Dummy, bool, email string. Hmm. We need to figure out how to use this correctly. The succeed function in this case, when you embed a form. Maybe there's a nested example that I could use as well. Nested. So form embedded within a form. Okay. Okay, so two forms are being put together here. Hmm. I don't think this is the right thing, but let me read through map values. Yeah, the thing is I'm not really nesting forms. Or maybe I am? Like does I guess that maybe makes sense because this API or like the API of group would create a form out of two fields. Where did that go? Yeah, I guess I might need to do something like this. Let's try it out. So what I might need to do if I need to nest fields in a group is I might need to also nest them, nest the data itself as well, which I find kind of not good. Um, what else could I do? There's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. I want to keep thinking. I don't like this idea of nesting records just because I want the UI to change. Like that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem like a good API. I gotta stop touching my face. I think there's something I could do with this succeed function. Just not yet sure. Hmm. So login will be applied to the email value, the password value. Let me see. Oh, log in. Right. Intuitively, I want to say that I could just put in here identity and just be done with it, because then I would take, this would be a function that takes two arguments. It would take the remember me checkbox boolean value and then the dummy checkbox boolean value, and then just return that, which seems like that's what I need. But then it says it doesn't work. The argument is, let's see, this function cannot handle the argument sent through the pipe. So it's a function that returns a b value. Takes a boolean, returns b. And I'm not sure how to get that to work with this login function or constructor. I am definitely stuck. So the error is I need to apply this one more time to get a b value, which I want to say is going to be this login. So it's almost like this login thing isn't being applied all the way. I don't like that I can't go to the definition here. Find that odd. Oh, I guess it's because I'm in this showcase example directory here. Okay. Well, I certainly picked an interesting subject to stream for my first stream. Well, I'm going to noodle on this for a little bit. There's still other stuff that I could work on. Definitely need to maybe like read some docs and maybe even sleep on this. Let's see. Do I have Notion open here? Don't think I do. Oh, yes I do. Sweet. Let's go to streaming. Okay. What was the other thing? So related to the form API, there's the allowing for customizing form fields. Yeah, that's also pretty research intensive, an unknown task. Maybe for now, keep this here. And then let me just comment that out for now. Just get things to compile again. Is it working again? Let's see. Let's comment all of this out for now. My CPU is noticeably struggling a little bit. Cool. All right, back to square one. Cool. Yeah, I need to understand this group API. The types kind of, I don't know, overwhelm me a little bit. So let's see. So yeah, I want to be able to customize form fields. That's an interesting topic because right now this composable form API doesn't really allow me to say, oh, I want this field to be bigger, or I want this button to be a different size or have an icon. I wonder what that would look like from a user's point of view. So if I wanted to, well, let's see what I have here for input. I don't have much for customizing. Yeah, basically two different types of inputs, but that's basically it. And then buttons, I can customize these, but right now composable form doesn't really allow me to pass in different types of buttons. That might be a different or an interesting thing to add, and I don't think that would be too hard. So maybe the configuration for the form might take an additional field here, and I could say it's something like, well, maybe it might be something like submit, and then I could change this to be what value? It would be submit, loading, just be loading. So I'm just moving things into this record. and then type. So this is what I'm thinking. So there would be like the name that you see here, like if I go to form, let's see. Hopefully I can still go to form, even though there should be compiling errors. Yeah, so submit would be like the text that shows initially, then there's like a loading, and then maybe I would want to have an additional field that lets me configure values here. So maybe by default you would just say, I don't know, maybe customization, for lack of a better word right now. And then it would be either nothing, because it would then render the the default values. Or you could do like just and then a list of options. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about passing in a list of options. Makes me think of Brian Hicks' talk. Makes me feel like I'm doing a no-no. um, well, I think for now, that's okay. What else could I have? Well, I think for the sake of simplicity, um, for the sake of, I guess, like publishing a V1, because that's what I care most about, I'd rather publish this API earlier and tweak it later than tweak it first and not publish it. Because I also want to start using it on my own product and stuff, and so I think by using it, I'll get a better sense of what the API should be. So maybe the submit button could stay as it is right now, and you can't really change it from it being this size and this color. But I wonder what the text fields could have, or how I could edit them. I guess that's the other thing. It's like these fields aren't editable anyways at this point. So maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because I need to implement a bit more functionality for inputs anyways before I can think about an API for customizing these fields and being like custom UI and being like big and then with icon and then icon something, right? Like I don't even have that API for inputs, so the form API can't have it either. So yeah, I think I am getting a little bit ahead of myself, but the thing I do want to figure out is this group stuff, which I might actually have to noodle on, and I don't know how valuable it is for me to just like sit here quietly reading docs or trying things out. So I think what I'll do right now is actually try and publish this. Um, so let's see. What am I missing for me to publish this? What do I have? So that's my failed attempt at using group. Okay. I mean, this is useful. I don't want to have the old documentation from composable form. This is a bit simpler. So what's the diff here? And what am I missing? Input field, okay. Where's that? Whoa, what did I just do? Let's go back in here. There we go. I want to go into input field. No? Oh, yeah, there isn't an input field. I thought there was. Oh, I see. Yeah, this should be input field. And I have to rename this. Is there a move? Okay. So, what compile errors am I going to see? Oh, I see. I haven't renamed any of these things. But I should rename this function to be input field because that would then be consistent with the rest of the API for ant. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a global replace here. YOLO. Okay. I'm really bothered that I couldn't figure out that group API. Where am I? So this is in form, line 61. Well, why don't I just replace this? Oh yeah. Oh, maybe not this. No, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I can just follow the compiler. Just believe in the compiler. Okay, so now I need to go back here. Yeah, okay. Let's also, oh, whoopsies. Yeah, I like this. I like this little cleanup. Okay, now I need to go to the view. Okay, so let's also swap that out. Input field. Great. Should be almost done here. I think I'm seeing a stale error. Oh no, it's just my CPU being overworked. Poor CPU. Okay. So, let's see a diff here. Again, don't care about this. Trying to remember how to commit everything except one file. What is this? I wonder if I can git add with this pattern as well. Well, let's try it. So everything here except, yeah, I want to exclude in a similar manner, except it's going to be this. Oh, look at that. So cool. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory commit message, I think. Maybe not, but I'm going to leave it at that. So that's the only change that we have, which is just a sort of work in progress. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do a elm diff. Okay, so do I need to add a bunch of documentation? Oh man, this is going to be so fun. Oh yes, I added this new API. So let's go to input. I see. Modifying. There we go. Oh, okay. Hmm. Whoops. What happened there? I'm just gonna do this. Um. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go to password field. Okay, there's something going on here. Your module documentation. Okay. So, yeah. What am I doing? Let's just go to the definition here. Oh, okay, so it's got documentation. Let's make this better. There we go. I think that's fine. Let's go to button. Let's just do a new diff just to see what's up now. Yeah. Nope, wrong file. Whoopsies. Button. Okay, so this doesn't have Okay, that's fine. So let's do with HTML type here, and then add the type afterwards. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let's add some comments here. Okay, so I think that's fine. And one more thing, so password. I'm gonna put this first. I think it makes more sense. Represents the compound value. The entire state of the stateful password input field, if that makes sense. Now if we do a diff, we shouldn't see anything else. Okay, it is a major change. So yeah, I'm really bummed about not being able to have a group API, or like not understanding the types enough in order to be able to actually make it work, or it would be exposed. It would already be published. If I go to form, yeah, it's already published. So the thing is, I don't have an example, and I personally don't really understand this group API still, which kind of bothers me. I really want to figure this out. So do I publish? Do I not? I think I'm going to refrain from publishing just yet. I really want to figure out this group API. But in the meantime, if we do diff, pardon me, I'm going to update the comments here. So I'm going to add everything except this one file. Oh yeah, cool new. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Just wanted to see the status. Yep, that looks about right. So I'm going to say add appropriate docs. Yes. For breaking change. For upcoming. For upcoming new APIs. Sure, whatever. Good enough. Yeah, okay, so I want to think for a second. What I want to do is be able to render things horizontally and make them look pretty. But because I don't really understand the group API for composable form, can't do that. And for the product I'm trying to build, I kind of need that. I mean, it's just kind of like basic functionality that you should have to be able to render here, like for example, a forgot password button, or like a link. So I think that's what I will spend the rest of the time doing. Just banging my head against a wall. It's okay. It's okay. Wow, I haven't even been talking that much, and I feel like I'm getting pretty congested. Okay, so let's be a bit more methodical about this, because I've just been aimlessly looking at docs here without really much thought. Admittedly, streaming and talking out loud isn't something that helps. This is so new to me. So, okay, one thing we know is that group doesn't alter the incoming form. We know that. We know that. Okay. But what I want to do is I want to just group together two fields. Um, this is the only example that I know of using composable form that demonstrates rendering fields horizontally using group. So this group function is what's allowing for this. If this was removed, then these would be rendered. Yeah, repeat password would be below password. The thing that throws me off is this then. How do I get the types to match? So if I look at, I think if I looked at the code, maybe that would clarify some things. What is this? I mean, yeah, that's another example using map values. Hmm. So there's a sign up example here. Let's pull that up. Okay. So signed up user. Where is this? Oh, okay. So it's a separate file. There we go. Now, something I don't recall is if in Elm I can create a if I can create a value of a type using that type's name. So for example, user. Let's try it out. Age int. Ugh. Okay, so can I do this? I'm not actually 39. Do I look that old? Okay, cool. So this gives me an idea of how this is working. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this could be seen as a function that takes 3 arguments. Okay, so it's conceptually the same as what I have in, oh, I have too many buffers open here. Conceptually, it's the same thing. Yeah, right here, login. So this is a function that takes 3 arguments as well. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's interesting that the model has sort of like two states here, one specifically for filling the form. Why would that be? Okay, interesting. Mm, not that interesting to me right now. Let me just go straight into what I'm interested in. So I need to somehow align the constructor here, or the function that succeed takes, with, okay, so let's see here. Email name password. Email name password. Okay, so this succeed needs to match with this succeed value. Email goes here, name there, password here. Okay, so looking at my function or value for login, yeah, email string bool. If I go back here, if I wanted to add a new field, let's see. Well, what am I doing? Let me just, uh-oh, let me redo this, and then go down here. What I wanted to do was remove these comments. Sometimes I do silly things in Vim. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to have a, whoopsies, doing silly things again. And then this. Also need to apply or add one more argument. And anything else? Oh, also need to uncomment this. Okay. So I need to align, because, okay, actually having comments here would help. So login is of type, that really bothers me. No. Oh, I see what's up. All right, email address, just copy this. Go up here. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. All right. So email address maps to this. Maps to this. Okay. Need to remove this. So I need to somehow map this to two values. This is what I'm struggling with to comprehend. The compiler errors aren't helping me very much, but they could if I understood what they meant. Let's see. The body is form, some record, and then this function. But the type annotation on form says it should be this. Right. Where's form? Yeah. Okay. I mean, the thing that, well, I guess the first thing that throws me off is this record should be the same as form values. But it looks like for some reason it doesn't agree with me. Email string, um, password field value, remember me bool, dummy bool. Yeah, it's the same. So let's just assume that I'm not crazy and try to understand how I can get this to work. So it looks like, yeah, there's this login is not being applied fully. Okay, and then I think I'm going to add a mark here because I really don't like, actually I'm not going to add the mark there, I'm going to add the mark here. Marks in Vim, by the way, are like bookmarks to specific lines in a file. So now I can do that. Woo, I can go back. It's really helpful. Because this is where I am sort of thinking the most or looking at this the most, so I figured having a mark there would be nice. Okay, so the error I'm getting is this function, this form, isn't being fully applied to create a message. So I'm going to just add that as a comment here to help me collect my thoughts and organize my thoughts and thinking. Whoa, what's going on? Okay, so something is happening here that isn't jiving. Um, hmm. I need to apply this somehow. So this is a function that takes 2 arguments. So here, it's like, what do I return? That's why I thought passing identity would kind of just work. I am confused. All right, what else? Could I, for the sake of simplicity right now, okay, I have an idea. What if I do check boxes? And then this is just going to be check boxes. And type checkboxes is equal to a constructor that takes 2 Boolean values. Yeah. I guess that's not bad. It's just like it kind of couples, like is there no way around this? Because now the sort of data is coupled to the UI. Like the shape of the UI now is also determining the shape of the data. I guess it was already kind of. I don't know. Any composable form consultants out there, I would really appreciate your consultation here. I think this should work. Let me just fix up obvious areas where there would be errors. So this would be login. So there's now checkboxes. So I need to destructure that. And then this should just work. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Actually, before I try this, let me just see what happens here. Then to T. Let me comment this out for now. And go here. Okay. I forgot to add the one value here, so I'm wondering, did that have any effect on what I had before? Checkboxes, line 31. What is this? Right. No, it's still the same issue as having before. Yeah, I don't really understand what's going on here. All right, let's just try this. Haha! Look at that. The power of letting things just percolate in your mind. Well, I guess that is all right. Um, the thing is, like, checkboxes is a function that takes a Boolean. I guess, like, okay, I think that makes sense because, like, if I go here, checkboxes, and then I compare it to what I had before. Before I had identity, which is a okay, yeah, takes an A, returns an A. And in the case of this like example, it's a function. So if you like plug in what this is it's a function. not doing the best job of explaining what I'm thinking. uh, um, A represents bool, bool, and then, yeah, I don't really know. I guess the compiler is putting in B here. And yeah, okay, I guess I understand. It's like you can't use identity because you need to specify B or like have some B value that gets returned. And that's what this is in this case. It's checkboxes. Okay. I guess that is the API. That is what it is. Okay. That's not bad. So it's compiling, but it's not rendering horizontally, which is totally fine. So that's where I come in and modify this. So I'm actually going to look at the structure of the HTML and see what we have. Elm form group. Okay, cool. So I've been slowly replacing these like elm dash form dash whatever classes for the elm-antd way of doing things. So that's been one, I guess, like another reason why I fork this is because I need the CSS to work with this in a consistent way. Yeah, so I guess the first thing I'm going to do is change the CSS or the class name and then actually add CSS to make this always render horizontally when you have a group. So let's do that. I guess, I'm actually going to close this example for now, this file. Let me save it and clear it. What is this? View. This is actually the file that we need, but I'm going to just start clearing up more stuff. Clear this. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to clear this. And input field, I'm going to clear this. All right, we're left with these two, which is fine. So, group. This is it, Elm form group. So I'm going to create this new class called, what have I been using as a convention? Form group class. There we go. It's always been like form and then like some descriptive name and then class. So I think this is good enough for now. And then I have this file called, so yeah, we're getting a naming error because this variable doesn't actually exist yet. So I have to create it. So I have this file called common, which is this ginormous, or it's not even that big yet, but it's going to be ginormous file containing class names basically for the most part, and then some utilities. So I have a form section here, and it's alphabetized thanks to Elm format. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So form group class is going to be exposed. Let's go to the definition here. I can't go to the definition? Why? Why not? Oh, I can. It's just being really slow. Yeah, I don't have the beefiest computer. And I'm also doing, I guess I'm doing hardware encoding, but I don't know. I don't know. There is a lot of stuff happening on this computer right now, so I understand why it could be taking some time. Okay, so form group class, there we go. And then I have this base class for forms called form class, and then I'm going to append to it group. Yay, consistency. Okay, now I can import that. So let's find my list of imports. I'm going to go here, form group class, and now we shouldn't be getting a compiler error. Now I can go back here, and the class should change. One day, it'll change. Really? Oh no. Yeah, this is just it's just my computer being real slow. I wonder how I could get this faster with the hardware that I have. I don't know, is it doable? There we go. elm-antd form group. Cool. Next is the actual tweaking of the CSS. So I guess the easiest thing would be to float. I guess I think Flexbox makes the most sense because the idea would be that you would be able to group any number of fields together, um, and then the other issue is that the alignment might be a little wonky. Let me see what ant does for its horizontally spaced out components in a form. Maybe I'll put this here. Yeah, so there's this sort of margin. I don't know what to call this. It starts out here and then it goes all the way out to the right. But the way I've designed this is a little bit. It might be a little bit challenging to make sure things stay against this sort of invisible border. But let's see. So if I just say display flex, okay, that's good. Then I don't like this. What's happening with this overflow? I mean, I can still interact with the button, so I guess that's not a big issue for not yet at least. Okay, and then I'm trying to think what I would want to do here. Oh, I forget my Flexbox. My Flexbox terminology. Oh boy, this is slow. Properties for the children. No. Flex direction. I think it's flex direction. Let's just go back here. Nope. Definitely not what I'm looking for. Oh, this. Flex start. I feel like flex start is the default, right? Justify content, flex start. Why is there all this space then? Oh, ha. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Looks like there's some other CSS being applied here. This huge margin left. Yeah, 33%. Okay, yeah. Got it. So checkbox field, I see. So there's specific CSS for checkboxes that are rendered inside a form, which are given a 33% left margin to align with all the other fields in the form. That makes sense. But what if they're part of a group, a horizontal group? What am I going to do? I don't want to. Ideally, I don't have to like take advantage of specificity in order to, make a margin rule that's more specific than this one. I don't really want to go down that route. elm-antd form checkbox field. I mean, I suppose that I could have a rule that says that anything that is part of this form group. I see. Okay, I have an idea. It's not the most elegant, but let's try it out. Let's write a custom selector here. I'm going to say is it first child? CSS first child. Yeah. So I want the first child to have margin left 33%, just like anything else. But then I'm going to have an additional rule that says not first child and margin left, let's just say 20 px. It works. It overrides this. So this is more specific than the other rule I have. Oh man. Here we go. Specificity wars. I'm trying to think what would be an alternative. I mean, I guess it works, right? Let's just do that for now. Okay, so there's a form CSS file that has all the CSS. So unused import variable. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there for now. Oh, that's actually another thing that I should probably deal with, which is testing out, playing around with optional fields. I haven't really worked with optional fields yet. Turn into to do. Let's see. So, kind of lost my train of thought here. Oh yeah, the CSS. So, we're going to do form group class, and I'm going to copy those styles that I had here. So let's see, form class, checkbox. So these are specific. Labels, a little complex. Lots of label stuff. So let's put this rule here. All right, so the selector is this. But I don't want to hard code the class name. So I'm going to say elm group class plus. There we go. Maybe I should do call to things called make selector. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So I can simplify this a little bit more. I'm going to copy that as well, and then we're going to say the first child. Um, well, I suppose that there's always going to be this 33% left margin. So I'm not going to touch the first child at all, and then um, a child rule, and then I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to apply the selector only for everything that's not the first child. I'm going to find elm group class. Oh, it's supposed to be form. Yeah, right? Okay, so what did I have? Damn it. Margin left px, let's say 18. Just a random number that I think will be nice. Let's add some spacing. Does it compile? It does. And oh, and I forgot to say cg.class form group class. Oh no, the language server is struggling to keep up. Display flex. Cool. Okay. That's nice. Cool. I like it. I like this. Um, I think this is a pretty good starting point. What about responsiveness? Yeah, I think for now it's fine. I kind of don't want to obsess around how good this is just yet, or the lack thereof, or like the lack of goodness, if that makes any sense. I think that's okay for now. I'm going to uh, run formatting. Taking a while today. All right. So I mean, this is a pretty comprehensive example, I would say. Um, oh, I got to refresh. Do a hard refresh here because the example has been cached. Okay. Um, Cool. I like this. Um, I think I should also mention in this documentation that there's more examples for composable form, the original composable form library. uh, so the other thing is there's a whole bunch of input components that I haven't actually implemented with elm-antd, so I don't know if I'd want to expose them when I publish this. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this is it. So text field, email, password. So like email I haven't really implemented with or like integrated into antd, text area. Yeah, a whole bunch of these aren't integrated yet. Um, so I think what it might do is hide them for now. Well, let's not get carried away just yet. I just want to see what else I've added here. So let's do a full diff. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's just changing. Oh, okay, yeah, reorganizing stuff here. So let me just commit this. Maybe alphabetize. Alphabetize. Yeah, let's try that again. So skip this. Yep. Ah. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Wait, what? Ah. Mm. I just want to group together changes. Does that work? No. Uh oh. Yeah. Um, what else? So I think everything else is the actual work. So there we go. So now let's do a proper diff. So the example has been modified. There we go. Cool. So this would be like group or implement UI tweaks to properly render group. Horizontally. There we go. Yeah, so now I'm thinking, should I hide things that I haven't implemented? Really? Yeah, that would be the responsible thing to do, wouldn't it? I would say. Um, so let's see. There's a lot of things being exported here. So yeah, these configurations I don't want to export at all. I don't think. Let me see how they're being used in different parts. Oh, that was not it. Put field. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want people to make custom configurations. This is something that's um, unique to composable form. So definitely don't want to expose that. I'm wondering where else it might be referenced. Nope, that's it. First, you need to create a custom view function. Yeah, definitely do not want to expose this. All right, what else? Um, definitely want to expose form config. Well, let's start from the top. Model, state, idle, yes. View config, validation, yes. To HTML, HTML view config. No, I don't want to expose this. No. I'm gonna remove all this. Whoops. Okay. Um, I think it's fine to like keep all these unimplemented fields for now. So I could just make a distinction. So unimplemented or unintegrated is a better example or a better term. Unintegrated. They're just not going to look like ant stuff, right? So this should move here. Which one? So group is implemented. Let's see, input field, password field. Go. Yeah, so all these things are not integrated yet. This is to do for sure. Let's actually add a to do. Cool. Okay. If I go back here, so form config, input field config. Why would I want to expose this? Is there a reason? I want to say no. All these different configurations should not be exposed. If I go to the basic example for forms and go to the usage, yeah, like this stuff isn't exposed to the user. This is a whole different thing. So I don't see the reason why that would be the case that I need to expose all these things. So let's just simplify things a lot more. There we go. Same with this. I need to hide a lot of these things because again, they're not integrated into ant. So we have input and password. Where's password? There it is. And then there's checkbox. So those are the three. Yeah. Everything else can go. Cool. Actually, I should probably. No, it's fine. I was just gonna say like I should maybe like just leave them commented out so I know. I can just see like what's exposed or not based on whether it's commented out or not, but that's fine. It doesn't really help me that much. And then now I need to remove all of these fields. I have hidden a bunch of fields because they have not yet been integrated to render but PRs are always welcome. Yeah. Okay. So we got input password checkbox. Text type. What's text type again? And why would I want to export it? Okay. I see. Am I using this right now? I'm gonna see what happens if I delete this completely. Oh, I think I might be, yeah. Why would I want to expose it though? I'm not sure why I would want to expose it. I'm not exposing this. Sorry. And then, okay, so let's see. I have hidden a bunch of fields because they have not yet been integrated. Yeah, cool. Maybe like that. And actually, before I forget, I want to link to the demos and examples of the original composable form library. Can I not click on this or reference a header? Sure. That's not helpful. Sure, okay. So, I want to go to the form component page and say that, yeah, let's see. So composable form component that is built on top of a fork of the excellent yada yada composable form library. Yeah, if you're already familiar with composable form, let's see. So I can say documentation text. I want to say if, so more examples available at the so I want to say external link. So external, oh, I don't know if I have that. No auto import. I think the language server is just really struggling today. Yeah. So let's specify this. So that's going to be what does this look like? Is this compiling? Oh, that's why I need to export it. Okay. Let's see. What's it called? Um, Text type. Oh, where does external link come from? Oh, it's just called link. Okay. So if I go here, what's this going to look like? More examples available at the website. And let's say link. Let's also link to here. Let's link to that. What's happening? Maybe add a space. Does that look fine? I guess that'll look kind of awkward because, yeah, that's kind of weird. Um, let's maybe just do this. Does that help? Wow, this is slow. Do I need to buy a new computer? Oh, maybe it's not compiling? Oh, well, right. Okay, now let's see how fast this is. See, it's not that bad. Kind of weird. Why is it so hard to add a link? You know what? I'm gonna do. So it needs to be styled. Okay. I'm gonna do a span. Do I have? Okay, cool. So I can just do style.span. And then I want to move this to line 93. Whoa, what did I do? I think this might still render in a different line. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, cool. That works. More examples available at the it just seems weird. More examples available at the website, and then links to this repo, the demo website. Sure. At the okay, this is better. Let me copy this. Okay, and then whoops. More examples available at the blah 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 website. Okay. Cool. All right. We are good. Things are compiling. I've hidden a bunch of stuff to simplify the first version of the API. So I might get some issues when I call elm-diff. Let's see. Because I probably forgot to remove comments. Yeah. Okay. Well, this shouldn't take too long. It's all in form. Right. So input field, email field, password field, text area. Let me just do that. Okay. What about now? Okay, major change. Cool. I think I'm happy with this change. We did this. This is done. Allow for customizing form fields. I think this is kind of getting ahead of ourselves because inputs aren't even customizable yet. So it's like, why? Like I can't even make inputs customizable yet. Why would I make inputs customizable within forms? But that might be something I want to do in the future. So maybe I can go here and maybe I'm going to go here. Ideas. I'm going to write subheader elm-antd make input components or implement for input components. And what exactly does that mean? So if I go to input here, come on. I guess in the meantime, I'm going to see what I have exposed here. For input. So there is an input size, but I don't recall actually implementing anything with this. What does this even do? So size. Okay. Cool. But yeah, I'm not actually using it at all. So that would be one easy thing. So actually have styling for with size API. That's fine. Oh, that's going to change. This isn't relevant anymore. Um, but looking here, so there's a size, there's this as well. So I could see a form having this stuff. What happens if I do... Whoa, what's going on there? Looks like a CSS issue. I think the with size things, like, honestly, one of the only things I'd really be interested in doing. Input group, sure. Aren't these drop downs though? Like, what's the difference between all these things and... Oh, no. Okay. So going back here. Optional fields. Okay. What does a optional field look like here? So this is ready for publishing. I want to see, yeah, one more thing, which is the optional fields. I haven't played around with optional fields yet. I guess I could add it to this. So let's see what's going on here. I'm going to commit this. Yeah. What else? Let's see. Okay. So optional fields. Let's go into the basic example file. Let me close these. Okay. I wanted to add a comment here as well because it's not intuitive what's going on here. Horizontally render groups of fields using the group function. So I wanted to add that context there. And then the other context would be around optional fields. So I myself am not familiar with optional fields, but we can find out. Wait, that's what I wanted to do. I'm going to close these tabs. Okay, so also, what am I exposing or planning to expose for form? Form, such a weird um, structure, I find. Let's see. Well, oh, did not want to do that. Hmm, I think I'm going to remove the base folder. Yeah, there's no need for it. So let's say to do remove base folder. And I'll intentionally leave this here so that I can't publish until I do that. Hopefully that still allows me to keep working though. Sweet. So where was I? Yeah, optional fields. Making a form optional. Producing nothing. So they're correct. Producing just. Okay. Well, let's see what this would look like here. Maybe output. I see. So form.append, right? Mm. Ah, right. This returns a maybe output. Takes a form. Mm. Form.optional. And then I want to say, what would be another field to add here? Mm. Let's just say address field. Um, okay. Oopsies. Okay. There we go. Now I'm trying to figure out if I go to the types, what would this look like? Um, would this be a maybe string. I wonder if the composable form demos have an optional field. Well, let's not worry about that for now, right? In that case, then maybe string. Okay. Let's see. What's happening here? Oh. Placeholder, okay. Right. Optional only takes one value. Optional converts a form to be optional. So would it not be that I say this? Don't want to do that. Does that work? Okay, so I think I can say that, let's just try this for now. It looks kind of ugly at this point, but I just wanted to compile. Why would this be different? Um, yeah, I imagine that that would be the exact same thing. um, I think we're getting somewhere. Um, right. So I need to lift this up. Right. Okay. Does that make sense? Oh, interesting. So I'm doing something wrong where the record or like the type argument for form is producing a non-maybe. Um, and that's why there's a distinction between what I created and what I've annotated in a type. Um, hmm, this seems a lot like a lot of unnecessary um, code. Like this, looking at these docs, seems to me like that's what all I would need. You have your optional, pass it into a form, which is address field. Because if you look at input field, oh, or text field, it returns a form. So optional takes a form, returns a form, and we're going to append it here. That would seem to be, to me, to solve this, but it doesn't. I find that rather odd. Whoops. Let's go here. I mean, the address getter here is a maybe. And the initial value is nothing. So I'm struggling to understand why the types would disagree. They wouldn't match. Why would that be? I wonder what happens if I do this. Okay. This isn't very helpful. Oh, okay, wait. What am I doing? Whoa. This would be a form of string A, right? Go to optional here, values output. Okay. So optional should turn this form into a maybe string. I feel like there's something obvious I'm missing here. Let me see here. Yeah. So I think it's just the way I'm using optional right now that it's got to be incorrect in some way. I wonder what would happen if I moved this here. Hmm. How could that be? Hmm. Where could I be going wrong? Hmm. Okay. This value gets me. Oh, wait a second. I think there might be. There's got to be a a mismatch here because this dot address getter comes from here, which is returning a maybe string. So form values are actually. Oh, wait a second. So this, I think, should be a string. And then, does that make sense? The form values represents the current state of the form. Yeah, this optional thing's really throwing a wrench into my understanding of the composable form library. Hmm. Did I save this? Yeah, I think I did. I just want to see what the compiler's saying now. Hmm. yeah, like if you have an optional field, then right, yeah, like this to me seems a lot more correct. Having the maybe here. But then something goes awry here. Something is off with the body of the form definition. So I'm appending an address field, which is an optional form. I think I might be having a enormous brain fart. I am not sure. But I also don't want to publish this API without really understanding this. It is like the last, I think it's the last thing before I publish. What could it be that I'm doing wrong? Right, so login is expecting a maybe as the last argument. Um, but right now, that's not the case. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Let's see. There's got to be a optional example. These are all required. Okay, that doesn't help. No. Aha. Okay, website is optional, it seems. Um, okay. Website form. Optional. No? What? website. Interesting. There's no reference to maybe. That's surprising. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, it was already filled in. Uh, Come on, there's going to be one example with an optional field. No. Okay. I'm left on my own. I don't know, this just seemed so... It just seems like it should just work. Why isn't it working? I wonder... Oh, maybe this one. This article will help. Name field. Yeah, this is exactly what I have, no? Is there something that I'm doing different from this? Input values string. Okay. So the output, I see. The output values, okay. So that's something I was doing wrong. So this can't be that. This has to be a string. Um, okay. And then, okay. I think that might be it, actually. Address field, let me go to the definition. I'm going to do this. Whoops. That, I would be so mad if this was it. Yeah, I felt like I had already done something like this. Um, oh my God. We did it. We did it, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch. Um, wow, that looks really bad. It's a good thing we added this field because now we know that I need to fix this. First and foremost, also, because this is optional, this shouldn't be rendering this red star. But I'm very happy that I figured this out. Yet another example. It's a pretty comprehensive form here as an example. Um, yeah. Okay, so let's do that. So I wonder, like, if it's empty, if the field is empty, you get a nothing. Is that how it works? Um, Let me log that. Just want to see what I'm going to get. I'm guessing that if this is empty, then I'll get a nothing. Let me do, okay, let's clear this. Okay, cool. Sweet. Good stuff. I like this. Um, okay. What? Oh, no. Lost my train of thought. Okay, I want to remove this red thing. Cool. So in order to do that, let's see what I have for CSS. That was weird. So this is the styling. Um, so I'm going to probably have to do something like not optional or something. Yeah. I guess what I could do actually is I want this star to appear. Like I want these styles to only apply for a required field. Everything else still needs to apply. Um, so I might just do a custom selector specifically for that. So let's see what the CSS, the Elm CSS package has for me to do this in a somewhat clean way. Okay, so in the global module, there might be something I could use. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, yeah, getting tired, I think. Um, so combinators. So I want to select, so I want to do something like before or something like with class. I think that's what it's called. Descendants, adjacent siblings, each with attribute with class. Okay, that's what I want. So I want something like with class, and then this will, I guess, be required. And then in here, whoa, why didn't this indent? I'll have all these rules. This before rules. Yeah, I like that. So let me indent this, replace this with square brackets. There we go. Required. I could also apply it with attribute, right? I think that would make more sense. With attribute. CG. It's the namespace I have here. The qualified import. Okay. So then if I go to the, I guess the view function, the view function for any field? I'm trying to think what it is that I want to target with my HTML and CSS. Okay, so everything has a label. Or these, I guess this is only for text fields. and input fields. Form label. Yeah, it looks like text or checkboxes don't have these. Let me go to form for the original implementation here, or reference implementation. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You can't not have an option for a Boolean field. Okay, so text fields are the only ones that have these. So how do I go about doing this? Let me see the CSS that I have. So I guess that there's this inner class that might not be applied to these checkboxes, potentially. Elm-antd checkbox label, enabled. Yeah, okay. It looks like, yeah, this whole label thing doesn't even get applied to this. I forget my justification for that, but I guess I need not worry then about these checkboxes having these things or not applied to them. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to find where I add that in the markup. So this is form label class. Let's close this window for now, or tab, whatever you want to call it. So I'm looking for form label class. There it is. Field container attributes. Okay. So then, how is this being used? It's returning a list of attributes. Okay, so then where else is this being used? This is being used for radio field for some strange reason, which is hidden. So I don't really care right now. So I could actually have a sort of another thing being added to this list, and then it would be either, required or not or something. But I'm seeing that there's no argument that's passed in here either that would help me achieve that. Let's see. So how's this being used? With label and error. Okay. Wrap with label and error. Okay. Oh, here. So label show error. Error field is HTML. Even here, I still don't have. I still don't have enough information to tell me whether a field is required or not. So I think I might have to keep going up the call stack here. Password, input field, input field. So maybe here, attributes.label. Okay. What is in a config? I forget. And also, why can't I go to the definition of this? I think the language server is just struggling right now with this stream. Um, hmm. Okay, so I don't yet understand how optional values are being rendered. Let's see. So if I go to form, no, and I go to the definition of optional, based on optional. Okay, so if I go to here, ah, man, this should just work. Let me see if I can just restart this. Then restart this. There we go. There we go, language server. Do your thing. Optional. Takes form, returns a form, turns things into maybe. Okay. Interesting. So, doesn't seem like there's actually any information that I could use to tell me if something's optional, like in terms of the metadata of the form itself or like a field. Um, result. Let me see. Viewed elm. And then result. To HTML result. Okay. Right. Okay. Right, because result for an optional field is a maybe here. And I don't see how I could even in here figure out if this is an optional field. I feel like I might need to tweak the structure of the data a little bit. Like I literally might just need to have something like is optional. True. Or false. But you get what I mean. Um, I think so. And then if I go here to HTML result, let's see what else I have here. HTML config form field to element fields definition provider. Come on. Um, let me see. Can it go here? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, that's really ugly if you have an optional field that has that red star. It's obviously very bad UX and UI. So I would actually deem that a blocker for me to actually publishing the form API. Um, that's a bummer. That is a bummer. Um, let's see here. So if I go to input field, isn't it input field? Yeah. And I go to, oh, it's actually field here. Ah, come on. Why? Oh, you know what it might be? It might be that the elm JSON file is corrupt. um, to do. All right. Maybe that will let me run the language server properly. I feel like my posture is really bad. Could be worse. Could be worse. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I wanted to see if the language server was working. All right. And here. Oh, look at that. All right, so I think maybe, yeah, something like adding a is optional. Oh, God, I hate that. I'm just thinking about, having an entire form that's optional that could have, say like 5 fields. I guess you'd have to iterate through every single one of those fields and mark that as optional, or like every element in the list of fields as optional for an optional form. Does that make sense? Um, cool. Well, let's see how that pans out. Where are we? Is this it? Right. Is optional? Is that what I had? What did I have? Where is it? Come on. Is optional. Okay. Oh my god. It's right beside me. Um, Does it work? Does it work? Looks like it does. What else is missing here? So, okay, so base 355. Right. I wish there was a way to close these windows if I was already well aware of what was going on. Fill dot is empty. Fill dot is optional. I'm guessing is optional equals fill dot is optional. This is just a wild idea. Wild idea. Actually, have I committed recently? What's going on? Okay, yeah, so all my work has been based around optional values. Good. I thought I had forgotten to commit previous work before diving into this, but nope, we are good. But it did lose my train of thought again. Fill form values. Okay, so let's go to fill. Whoops. What was that? 355? Looks like this is returning something else. Filled form. Filled form. Value update attributes. I wish I could do a fuzzy find. I haven't taken the time to do a fuzzy find for files. What's this? src and form base.elm. Oh, press something that wasn't right. Form. Okay. So I'm just comparing the difference between filled form and field. Yeah, okay, so fields would have, yeah, state error is disabled. Field. These type arguments. Oh man. Still haven't fully understood how composable form works, and these type arguments are a little gnarly. Yeah, I would guess that field would represent this in the case of our particular implementation. And so it would have an is optional value. That's my guess. Oh. No, what did I do? I'm trying to remember how to close one of these. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Where was I? I think I might need to actually, well, first and foremost, I need to take a break. It's getting a little late for me, but I need to revisit this because it looks like I will have to do some modifications around this optional field code. So what I'll probably do is just sort of study the code a little bit more, so I'm a bit more prepared for this next time I do a stream. Um, yeah, I don't want to just sort of go down dead ends for an entire stream. Wouldn't be that fun, I don't think. Um, so I think I'm gonna leave it at that today. It's pretty fun. Did some good stuff. Let's actually look at the logs. I'm curious to look back and see how much I actually did. Well, I didn't mean to pull. I thought GL was get log, but good to know. Yeah, so I hit some fields, some more tweaks for documentation. We rendered groups horizontally. Yeah, time flew by. Let's see. Yeah, this needs to be done later point in time. But yeah, this is sort of like a work in progress. So definitely something I need to do either on a stream or on my own before publishing the form API. But I think this is overall pretty good for a stream. And thanks for watching if you did. And any comments would be much appreciated. Have a good morning, afternoon, night.